Hey everybody, this is Jason with JMS Technical. I am your Swiss Army geek. Today I'm going to be going over the first of the different pockets of my utility kilt and what I carry in that pocket. And again, I want to remind you, this is what works for me. I don't expect it to work for everybody, so please refrain from judgment when it comes to telling me I'm right or wrong. Again, everything is opinion, and you're welcome to yours, but just remember that I'm welcome to mine. So I took the actual keys off my keyring for the sake of safety. I've been told some people are able to copy them just from the video image and stuff. So understand that I do have two house keys and my car keys and my key fob also attached to this keyring. So yes, I recognize that this is not a minimalist key setup. This is actually a fairly good sized keyring. So the first thing, I just want to show the keyring off, and we're going to go through all the pieces, so don't worry if they're a little bit jumbled here. But one thing to note is that almost all of the tools on here are connected by S-beaners, and the reason for that is simply I take them on and off the tool ring all the time, keyring all the time, and I want to be able to change out parts so the S-beaners stay, and oftentimes I change out the various tools. For instance, this pocket clip is one that I've been using for a while now, and it is a little bit of more of a deep carry, and it's a longer clip in general, but I like how it hangs off of my utility kilt pocket into the actual depths of the pocket. The way that it allows the whole ring to hang, I really enjoy. So I was using I think it was called a P3 or a P7 clip before, and now I use that one. By the way, the ring itself is a aircraft cable ring, and I really like that over the traditional just like split ring. Again, a little more flexible, a lot more durable, and really useful. So the first tool that I keep on the keyring is the Next Tool Mini Flagship, and I have it in this distressed gray or dark gray color, and I really like it. If you haven't heard of this tool, or if you haven't seen anything about this tool, I would strongly encourage you to look into this tool. I think as a competitor for the Leatherman Micra, or for any of the other tools in that size category, this is an exceptional value. It has a decent knife that I have not needed to sharpen since I got it. It's got a bottle opener, can opener, which I don't really care much for or about. It has a Phillips head screwdriver, which I really like because it is extremely well shaped. It's not one of those Phillips heads that's really useless. And there's the Phillips head. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So it's nice and deep, it's long, it's smooth, it's capable of turning number 2 screws, which is important to me for when I have to open up computers and things like that. But the best thing about this tool is that, one, it's got the mini set of pliers, very much like a Squirt PS4, and these are good pliers. They come to a nice tip, they close well. The cutters are tiny, they're not really useful, but the pliers are good. But my absolute favorite thing about this tool, and my argument for buying it, is that it's also got a full-size set of scissors, very much like the Leatherman Micra. And a lot of people test out and cut paracord when they're doing their proof of why you want to buy a multi-tool, or why the scissors on a multi-tool are good. And I've seen people cutting paracord with like the Victorinox and things like that, and I agree, they're great scissors on Victorinox. I would never argue that. But what I like about these is that what I cut a lot of is zip ties, and zip ties are not easy to cut. with most pairs of scissors. These have enough leverage that they cut perfectly every time, and I have been super happy with this tool. It's not expensive, and it is absolutely, to me, the most versatile tool I've owned, and I really like it. So, next tool, mini flagship, can't recommend it enough. The next tool I keep on here, and I keep it on here using the included little mini clip, I guess you would call it, is a pair of Uncle Bill's sliver grippers. These are the best tweezers I have ever owned. Last week I fished a piece of glass out of my finger with these that I could not get at with another pair of tweezers I tried. These have a wonderful edge. They do a great job. They're not expensive. They weigh damn near nothing. Can't recommend these enough. They're about $8 or $9. I think sometimes you can even find them 2 for $20 or 2 for $10. They're very affordable. So Uncle Bill's sliver grippers, great tweezers, and I think a really good everyday carry. I also carry on my keyring three more things that I think are very worth noting. The first one is I keep a little mini pill fob, and this little mini pill fob I do not use for drugs. I do carry medicine on me, but I carry it in a different tube that I'll show you in a subsequent video. This fob very simply has a rolled up $20 bill in it. And I cannot state how many times I have suddenly either been without cash where I needed cash, or I just simply, if I left my wallet at home accidentally, was very grateful to have $20 on me to grab food, drink, whatever. Carrying separate cash from your normal wallet is never a bad idea in my opinion. The next thing I carry on here, and it may be silly, but I carry a Smith & Wesson standard handcuff key. And I carry this for two reasons. One, I just, for whatever reason, genuinely believe it's better to have one and not need it than need it and not have it. And I'm sure if somebody did handcuff me, they'd probably take my keyring from me if I was kidnapped or something. But just in case they left my keys on me, I love the idea that I could maybe save myself. More importantly though, the back pin on these cuffs is actually surprisingly useful as a technician for pushing those little recessed reset switches in the back of like a router, for example. And I've used this a surprising number of times for that. So I do keep a handcuff key on here. I've never needed it as a handcuff key, but I have used it as a pin reset. And then the last thing I keep on here is a couple of very small USB drives. And these are both USB 3s. This one is an 8 gig Patriot, and this one is a 128 gig, and I believe it's a SanDisk, but I'm not positive of that. I bought these a long time ago, and I've just continuously carried them on my ring, and I use them interchangeably all the time. I format them regularly. They're just good USB storage, which I find extremely helpful to have on me. And then the very last thing I have on here is a adorable little piece of artwork keyring. It's a little panda. Panda is my nickname, and one of my friends bought this for me many years ago, and I keep it on here, and it was designed by another friend. Shout out to her. Hopefully she knows who she is, and I really like this. So that's my keyring, and again, I understand that for an average person this may or may not be an ideal setup. You may not look at this and think to yourself, this is the keyring of my dreams. But for me, it works very well. Just real quick, I'm going to weigh this and let you know with my keys on it how much we're weighing in at. So with my keys on it, this weighs in at 5.8 2 ounces. So that's the only thing I keep in the left hip pocket of my pants, or my kilt. So that's part of why this works for me, is because it's the only thing in that pocket. But it is absolutely the EDC that I have narrowed down over many, many years of refinement. And I think that that's really probably the most important thing for everybody, is to figure out your EDC on your own terms. If you are somebody who wants to have an EDC that is as light as possible, there's plenty of videos for that. If you're somebody who wants an EDC that's made of the very best, all titanium gear, there's definitely videos for that. What I'm going to be showing, and I hope it's what you see, is number 1, what's practical for me, and number 2, what is relatively inexpensive. I don't like investing gigantic amounts of money into tools if I can avoid it. So that's part of the philosophy, hopefully, that y'all are going to see, is that it's not that I won't spend money where it's appropriate, but I don't spend money if I don't absolutely have to. So that's my keyring. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for the rest of my EDC videos, and also look for my tech support videos, which will be coming soon. Thanks, guys.